Well, anytime anybody misses, whether it's practice or a game, you like to have all your players up and available, and especially your starters. So yeah, and part of it is next man's got to be ready to step up and do his job. And we've played a lot of guys, so it's not like guys aren't ready to play and they have some experience. So we'll just keep pushing, and the guys that are available to play on Sunday will play for us.
You obviously were all happy with how the defense played in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to see on that side of the ball so you don't have another, repeat? You've had, I think, 3 of the last 4 games where they've given up, or not, the defense has given up nearly 500 yards.
Yeah,
Total.
yeah. No, he's probably the second person not happy. I was the first. We have to just settle down and play defense. I mean, you've seen spurts, but we're not very consistent right now in playing good football, and we have to be. It's week 8, and our guys need to now go, I'm an NFL player and this is what I do, and not be on that roller coaster of up and down. And we're going to keep finding the players that play well, and when they play well, we're going to keep playing them. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, and how you got here. If you perform well, you're going to get more and more opportunities to perform. And I was very disappointed in the way we performed down in Cincinnati.
What would you attribute that to? Is that technique? Is it execution? Is it effort? What would you characterize, what's not happening on that side for you?
2 things. One is obviously missed tackles. We had 2 missed tackles on the long run, and then we have to produce more big plays. And as you look around the league, I mean, no matter how you look at it, whether it's ESPN on the red zone or the highlights Saturday night, Sunday night, however they show those highlights, it's always big plays, and meaning big plays for somebody, whether it's a defensive big play or an offensive big play. We just need to settle down and produce more big plays and really just play fundamentally sound football. It's no secret to what you're doing, and nothing's changed for years. It's just basic fundamental football and then producing big plays.
When you mention big plays, are you talking sacks, turnovers?
Yes, on our side of the ball, obviously, yes. And sometimes, excuse me, sometimes it's just, it's a tackle for a loss. It doesn't have to be a turnover touchdown type thing. It's just on the 3rd and 1, a good stop. Just really just doing your job. And that's what we preach all the time. Just be fundamentally sound and do your job, and just trust that the teammate next to you is just going to do his. And that's where we have to get good at, just basic fundamental football, and the rest will take care of itself.
You guys gave up, another opening drive touchdown
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. What's been the issue on opening drives?
Mm-hmm. Fundamental football to me, and not to be flippant. I'm not trying to be at all. It really is. When you watch, I think this would be indicative no matter who you are. Somewhere there's going to be a play where you got to stop them. No matter how it is, offense or defense, to continue to drive or stop the drive, and it's going to come down to probably blocking, tackling, either catching the ball or knocking the ball down. And I don't want to overcomplicate things and say, well, it's a scheme and it's these guys are doing this and the sun's up at a certain time. It's just fundamental football, blocking and tackling, getting off the field.
When you look at Fitzpatrick for them,
Mm-hmm.
do you see? I mean, the way he talks, it's obvious he's playing with some kind of edge after the benching and then back in the game. What do you see out of him? And is he obviously he's thrown a lot of interceptions this year? Does he look like a guy maybe you can get some big plays against?
Watching him and playing him the last couple years and watching his career, he's always played with an edge. An Ivy League kid that it's hard to come from not a lot of guys come from the Ivy League to the NFL. That's not the typical track to get here. So he's probably always played that way, and that's probably part of his DNA. And as far as what's happening this year, that's between Coach Bowles and their upper management and what he's doing. All we're going to try to do is continue to play fundamental football and try to pressure the quarterback. It doesn't matter if it's Ryan Fitzpatrick or if it's Andy Dalton, and we just play who we play. We have to play better, and that's the thing we've been trying to stress to our team. It doesn't matter who comes in here or where we go on the road to play. We have to take care of the Cleveland Browns, and the rest will take care of itself. And until we can take care of ourselves, it doesn't matter who lines up behind quarterback for anybody.
Couldn't it just be that you don't have enough good football players right now?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When you look, we make enough solid plays. We just need to make more because they're capable of it, and they're working hard. And if we can just be really fundamentally sound in what we do, we'll get better. And it's just that they're working, very hard to do what we ask them to do, and it's our job to get them in position to do it, and then just take over. And if we will just continue to do what we're doing, we see signs of it. It's just we want to be more consistent on defense.
How's Joe coming along, Hayden, this week?
Good. The medical staff will give us a report, and I know he wants to play desperately, and when his body will let him play, he'll play. And I know he wants to play. There's no question about that.
Joe Schobert didn't play very much at all last week. Can you explain why and what he needs to do to get more playing time?
We're going to continue to play guys that make plays and produce big plays, and this is it's a production business. The more you produce, the more you'll play. And we're going to play. I think we have. I don't have the direct count here, but a lot of guys have played for us. And Emmanuel last week had 2 sacks, so obviously he'll get more playing time. And Brian has had pick 6 and that kind of thing. So when you get a hot hand, you're going to play. And nothing is given, nothing is entitled here. You earn what you get, and we want him to play better for us, and he will. He's working his butt off, and he did play better in special teams last week, so I'm sure he'll garner more playing time. And sometimes it's good to take a little step back and go, let me catch my breath, and how precious and honored this game is to play. It's not, you just don't get to play all the time. You got to earn your keep, and Joe's working hard to get better and better.
You mentioned Emmanuel. He said he feels completely different than he did week 1 and week 2. Do you see the same thing out of him, and where has he gotten better?
Well, I'm sure he does. Going from an outside linebacker to an end to an outside linebacker to an end, there's different techniques. Still football, but it's different technique, and I can see it in him. And we continue to communicate, and he does feel more comfortable. He's going to grow into the position. He'll learn NFL blocks and the guys he's going against and how to study. And he's another guy that obviously we're building a foundation around some guys, and he's one of the guys we want to play well. And he has had a taste of success, and hopefully it continues to grow. And people start understanding who he is too, and that's part of becoming a real pro is when they know who you are to try to take you away. Can you still be effective? But we like the progress, and he is. He's getting comfortable in a position that he's going to play for us.
How about Nassib? How's he coming along after recovering?
Yeah, he's very excited to with his hand. Every week, every day, he gets better and better, more mobility and being able to grasp and do what he does now. He'll be able to function for us and play multiple positions for us. And he's another guy, that we want to build our defense around these good young players. And we've got to continue to push them to grow and take steps to become better and better. And, they are now what we call veterans. They played, for the most part, half a season. And we need to continue to get them to, ascend to being good, very good players for us. Yeah, it's easy to say, well, it's just a hand, but when you miss time for a young kid that is also learning an NFL game and really different position for him from college, yeah, it does. Because the more time you get on the grass, the better you're going to be. Whether it's taking on double teams or seeing things, the speed of the game, really the feel what a double team feels like. So anybody that doesn't get on the field, I think it's retarding their growth.
Who's playing corner for you? How do you kind of contend with a guy like Brandon Marshall, who's big body and has had a ton of production?
Yeah, there's no question. What you have to do with most of these guys is first you affect the quarterback, and that's not even a defensive back doing that. And then once you get to the defensive back, it's going to be getting your hands on them, be physical with them, and still at the point of reception, you still have a chance to intercept it, to get a pass broken up, or if he does catch it, to strip. So there's a lot of layers that go into. You hate to say it's just the corners better play well. It's Brandon Marshall. It's an 11-man proposition, and we've been talking about that. The front affects the back end, and conversely, the back end affects the front. The better you cover, the more time you give the rushers, and the faster the rushers get there, the less time they have to get open. So it's not just, and it's never been preached, it's just one man's responsibility, one group's responsibility to take care of anybody on that offense.
Campbell took the blame for missing the tackle on the long run, touchdown run last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is he someone that needs to step it up a notch or improve tackling technique, or what's kind of going on with him?
I think we all do, starting with me. I've got to give them better calls to get them in better situations. I think individually up front, I would hope all 11 men would say that's on me because I didn't get the ball squeezed back inside, or I didn't get off my block. I didn't give them a good call. So no, there's nobody to blame. We just have to get better collectively. And obviously, you appreciate guys stepping up and taking responsibility. That's all part of being a good teammate. But it starts with me, not Ibrahim.
Ray, what about, I know you're focused on the Jets offense, but is there a part of you that appreciates what a guy like Darrelle Revis has done in his career? And on Sunday, is there any chance, that you keep an eye and you kind of watch and see what he does, knowing the type of player that he is?
Well, I was at the Pittsburgh Steelers when he was at the University of Pittsburgh, and we practiced on the same field. We shared fields, I should say. And so I remember him as a young college kid, watching him and understanding, and then over his career to, kind of be the next mantle of Deion Sanders and, the Emmett Thomases from way back when. It is for his career to watch what he does, how he's developed, how he's continued it. And during the game, I don't get to watch a lot of them play. But as you watch film, obviously you watch how guys are playing to show your young players and players, here's how a pro's pro does it. And he does it with great technique, great hands, athleticism, and he's had a very productive career.